My thanks to Bring Me to Life Radio, and welcome to the Cinema Scribe. One of the great joys of reviewing movies is the opportunity to attend film festivals. They offer moviegoers a chance to see multiple offerings in myriad genres from countries all over the globe, featuring everything from little-known independent productions to Hollywood blockbusters. And so it is with my hometown event, the Chicago International Film Festival, which just recently completed its 55th edition. Over the course of 12 days, I screened 15 films, many of which were good to excellent. In this special edition of the Cinema Scribe, I'd like to briefly examine 6 of my favorites from this year's event. In the Australian comedy drama Baby Teeth, the seemingly unlikely romance between a seriously ill teenager, played by Eliza Scanlon, and a small-time drug dealer, played by Toby Wallace, outrages her parents, played by Ben Mendelsohn and Essie Davis. Ironically, their reaction arises despite the fact that Mom and Dad each engage in their own bad behavior and have more than their own share of issues. And as this story plays out, it becomes apparent that those who are supposed to be providing guidance can learn much from those whom they're guiding. With a tautly written script, a superb ensemble cast, especially Mendelsohn in one of his best performances, creative cinematography, and a more than ample supply of quirky humor, this excellent debut feature from director Shannon Murphy ushers the audience through a minefield of emotions, especially in the film's concluding sequence, leaving viewers moved and drained by picture's end. Think of this as a slightly off-the-wall, bittersweet, and decidedly more dysfunctional version of the 1983 classic Terms of Endearment, and you have an idea what this one is all about. This is a superb offering from a promising new talent, and if you have the opportunity to see it, don't miss it. Ordinary Love from the UK offers viewers a sensitive, highly personal look at what a breast cancer diagnosis does to a long-time happily married couple, played by Leslie Manville and Liam Neeson. Their story evokes heartfelt emotions as the story wends its way through the ups and downs of coping with illness and an uncertain future. And, coming in the wake of the tragic and unexpected death of their only child, this latest burden is made all the more difficult for a wife and mother facing her own mortality, and a husband and father staring down the prospect of being alone. Directors Lisa Barros de Sa and Glenn Leyburn draw excellent, award-worthy performances out of their two protagonists, especially Manville, presenting the audience with a couple who exude a comfortable familiarity at both their best and worst. The picture's simple but effective cinematography and suitably fitting soundtrack greatly enhance the mood of the story, taking a subject that's been addressed on film before and elevating it to an entirely new level of candor and viewer intimacy. This is a moving, exceedingly touching experience, to be sure. From Chile, the political sizzler Spider takes viewers on quite a ride. When a believed dead right-wing Chilean nationalist, played by Marcelo Alonso, reappears decades after working with the radical reactionary movement to overthrow the communist government of President Salvador Allende, old ghosts from the past reemerge from the woodwork, creating havoc for the story's principles both personally and publicly. Told through a series of flashbacks seemingly woven into the present-day narrative, the film reveals a complex political struggle that spills over from the day's public events and into the personal lives of the movement's participants, and vice versa, both in the past and the present. Director Andres Wood delivers an engaging, edge-of-your-seat thriller with both personal and public implications, as well as a message that's just as important for today as it was in the past, and not just in Chile. Spider, a nominee for the festival's Golden Hugo Award, the event's highest honor, is yet another excellent example of the work coming out of one of the world's foremost emerging film industries. Balloon, from China, presents a paradoxical fable that explores what happens when long-cherished spiritual beliefs collide with socio-political public policy in Tibet during the days of China's one-child birth policy. To say more would reveal too much, but suffice it to say that the picture weaves a lush tapestry of thoughts and feelings that grows ever more captivating the further one gets into its narrative. Poetically told by director Paymat Sadin, with inventive and often breathtaking cinematography, an elegant soundtrack, gentle humor, and an ethereal storytelling approach, this simple but stirring tale moves viewers in heartfelt ways at both ends of the emotional scale. While the pacing of this Gold Hugo nominee and Best Screenplay winner is a tad sluggish in the middle, that's easily overlooked in light of everything else this excellent release has to offer. The Father, a co-production from Bulgaria and Greece, is a touching charmer that examines how a father, played by Ivan Savov, and son, played by Ivan Barnev, deal with the loss of their wife and mother while simultaneously sorting out long-simmering differences between them. But such serious matters get tabled when Dad is convinced that his beloved is trying to communicate with him from the other side, and seeks the aid of a shady mystic to learn what message his mom has for him, much to the consternation of his pragmatic son, who is further burdened by challenges at work and the many moods of a sensitive pregnant wife. The result is a zany saga that combines both hilarious and meaningful moments filled with heartfelt emotion and more than a few startling synchronicities, all in an unlikely road trip buddy film format. The picture's deft fusion of comedy and drama weaves a captivating tale, one with both raw emotion and ample laugh-out-loud humor. The husband and wife directorial team of Kristina Grozeva and Petar Valchanov have produced an unexpected gem, one well worth a look. Finally, the French-Japanese co-production of The Truth features director Hirokazu Korieda's first foray into filmmaking outside Japan. The picture tells the story of an aging actress, played by legendary Catherine Deneuve, who's coming to grips with her life in the wake of writing her memoir, one that her embittered daughter, played by Juliette Binoche, claims is full of oversights, exaggerations, and lies. As they match wits in what has been a lifelong struggle, the grande dame of French cinema takes on a new movie role in which she plays a character not unlike her daughter, giving her an opportunity to see things from a different perspective. Meanwhile, Daughter Dearest also discovers that her memory may be fallible, and that her recollections of a rotten childhood may not be as accurate as she had long thought. Deneuve gives a command performance, award-worthy for sure, and the script is full of ample, laugh-out-loud wit. The fine ensemble cast, featuring Binoche and Ethan Hawke, among others, provides excellent support for the film's leading lady, serving as an excellent audience for her latest performance. Admittedly, the pacing in the final act could use some shoring up, but this otherwise delightful offering is definitely worth the time. Film festivals give viewers a chance to screen pictures that they might not otherwise get to see, and it remains to be seen what the future holds for these offerings as far as theatrical runs or home viewing options are concerned. Hopefully they will get picked up in one form or another, and if they do, they're worth checking out. There's a big world of cinema out there that most Americans never hear about, let alone get to see. But thanks to events like the Chicago Film Festival, cinephiles have an opportunity to experience more than just the cookie-cutter offerings playing at the local multiplex. For more on these pictures, as well as all of the other pictures I saw at this year's festival, visit my blog entry on the subject on my website, brentmarchant.com. I'm Brent Marchant, the Cinema Scribe. Thanks for listening.
A lifelong movie fan and longtime student of metaphysics, Cinema Scribe Brent Marchant is the award-winning author of Get the Picture, Conscious Creation Goes to the Movies, Consciously Created Cinema, The Movie Lover's Guide to the Law of Attraction, and Third Rail Conscious Creation Goes Back to the Movies, all of which provide reader-friendly looks at how the practice of conscious creation, also known as the Law of Attraction, is illustrated through film. Brett maintains an ongoing blog about metaphysical cinema and other self-empowerment topics through his website, www.brentmarchant.com. He's also the movie correspondent for the Good Radio Network and New Consciousness Review magazine and radio, with additional writing contributions to Smart Women's Empowerment, The Happy Guide, Library Journal, Belief Net, Vivid Life, New Age News, and Master Heart Magazine. Brett holds a BA in Magazine Journalism and History from Syracuse University. Again, check him out at www.brentmarchant.com.